I want dark-skinned black women to stop bashing light-skinned black men. Stop bashing them. Stop calling them gay. Stop calling them feminine. Stop calling them weak. Stop this. Like, stop just tearing them down. They're not nearly as horrible as you say they are, and you know fully well that they're not. Stop this. You will never, ever, ever catch a dark-skinned black man tearing down a lighter-skinned black woman or a lighter-skinned woman of any race and then uplifting a dark-skinned black woman. That does not happen, in case you guys haven't noticed. That does not happen. There's nothing wrong with darker-skinned black men preferring lighter-skinned black women, mixed-race women, non-black women. I actually don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of black women do. It doesn't bother me. I'm sorry. It doesn't bother me. Nothing wrong with having a preference. You can't force someone to like you. You can't force yourself onto someone that doesn't want you. That is life. All I'm saying is that my main concern is with dark-skinned black women holding out, saving themselves for a group of men that are not saving themselves for them. Like, how are you guys reconciling this in your minds? I need y'all to explain your logic to me. Like, dark-skinned black women that are holding out for black men that are not holding out for them. I need you guys to explain to me how are you rationalizing this in your heads? You guys always uplift dark-skinned black men. You prefer chocolate. You don't like light-skinned black men. But dark-skinned black men prefer women who are lighter. So how are you rationalizing this in your head? You're going to keep holding out for the dark-skinned black man that you want, but the dark-skinned black man isn't looking for you. How does this make sense in you guys' heads? Like, how does this make sense? I don't know. I need somebody to explain it to me. Like, I don't get it. When I was younger, lighter-skinned black men, like 7th and 8th grade, lighter-skinned black men were always nice to me. And I'm not the only dark-skinned black woman that has experienced lighter-skinned black men being a lot nicer to them platonically and romantically than darker-skinned black men. I am not the only dark-skinned black woman that has had this observation and that has had this experience. I'm not the only one. They're a lot nicer to us than dark-skinned black men are. And I think it's because dimorphism is a turn-on for a lot of people. And I understand that. Dimorphism is a turn-on for me as well. It just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense to keep bashing someone, to keep bashing a group of men who might be one of the only allies that we have. Like, it doesn't make sense to just keep tearing them down. And if there are lighter-skinned black men that don't like dark-skinned black women, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't get offended when people are not attracted to me. I'm very tall and I'm dark-skinned with strong features. I've gotten plenty of validation throughout my lifetime. At the same time, I'm still an acquired taste. And I figured this out back in like the early 2000s. It's not an issue. I did the internal work years ago. Like, if you're a woman and you have traits that a lot of men don't prefer, there's still men out there that prefer you. Your dating pool is smaller than the other women's when you're tall or when you're dark skinned and when you're overweight. Your dating pool is smaller than the other women's, but it's not inexistent. You still have a dating pool. It's just a lot smaller and you're an acquired taste, but you still have a dating pool. There's still somebody out there for you. It doesn't make sense to keep holding out for men that don't want you. And when I say lighter-skinned black men, I'm not talking about mixed-race ones who their parents are two different races. I'm not talking about them. And I know that other races of men are starting to use the term light-skinned. That, I don't care that they're using that term. Whatever. I'm talking about lighter-skinned black men who both of their parents are black. And I'll include multi-generational mixed-race black men. I'll include them too. When I say lighter-skinned black men, that's who I'm talking about. They have two black parents. Yeah, they have two black parents. That's what I'm talking about. So, light-skinned black men might be one of the only allies that dark-skinned black women have. And you all, they're not nearly as bad as you make it seem like they are. Like, who made fun of you the most as a kid? It was mostly dark-skinned black men. I'm not the only dark-skinned black woman that has had this experience. Who insults your appearance more than everybody else? Mostly men who look similar to you. They tear us down more than everybody else does. And it's been like this since the early 2000s. Like, this is not new. I think though bashing dark-skinned women, it stopped for a while. It stopped for like a solid, it didn't happen to me for like a solid 20 years. And then still nowadays, no one has insulted me like outright per se, like insulted my skin tone. But like, I don't know, there's been other little petty passive-aggressive things that have happened. Like, I'll give you an example. Little stuff like this happens all the time. Like, I live in Upper Manhattan, which is Harlem. I went and bought some pizza. I'm heading back to my apartment. A lot of the extremely attractive non-black women tend to ignore black men, and I see it all the time. They'll say hello to them. They'll say hello to them, and they will just flat out ignore them. I see it all the time. Anyways, I'm walking with my pizza. This group of black men try to talk to this group of Latinas that's walking by them. The Latinas just ignore them. And then I walk past them, and then and then one of them says, "What is that?" And when you're a woman and you're tall, people make comments like that about you. Like the go-to insult is to say, "Oh, is that a man or is that a woman?" That's the go-to insult that people like to use against tall women. It's usually people that are angry that their parents didn't pick somebody taller. So rather than addressing it with their parents, they just hurl insults at us. I don't take it personal because I know they're jealous, so I just let it feed my ego. But stuff like that happens all the time. Things like that happen all the time where men, it's like the women that they want will insult them or whatever, or be rude to them or flat out reject them. And they will take it out on the women that they don't prefer. When it's not that the women that they don't prefer were not the ones that rejected them or were even making fun of them or insulting them. But they will use you as the punching bag. I see it happen all the time. I experience it all the time. I'm not desperate for validation. Like, I know that you have to go for who wants you. The only reason why I struggle with dating is because I have really bad social anxiety. Like, the kind of men that I want have shown interest in me before, and my social anxiety has gotten crippling ever since the lockdown. So I just have to get that under control. This is kind of late in life to still be having this problem, but whatever. Anyways, I want dark-skinned black women to stop bashing lighter-skinned black men. They're not nearly as horrible as you say they are. Listen, when I'm walking down the street, on West 125th Street, so when you're a woman and you're tall, people will randomly hurl insults at you or make little comments under their breath. It happens constantly because, again, they're jealous. And so I just let it feed my ego. I don't take it personal. It is like a personal attack, but I just let it feed my ego. But anyways, when I'm walking on West 125th Street, can't tell you how many times a short man walked past me and said, "I'll knock that bitch down. I'll knock her ass out. I'll slap the shit out of her." Like, I can't, that's happened multiple times. And it's exclusively a darker skinned black man who threatens physical violence against me. It is exclusively them. They're always under 5'10". The under 5'10" community of men tends to lash out at tall women more than everybody else. No surprise there. But then when I'm walking down the street and a short, lighter-skinned black man walks past me, they don't hurl insults at me. They say hello or they compliment me. And this is not confirmation bias. This is what actually happens. Like, how can I not notice the pattern? How can I not notice? They're just a lot less aggressive towards us than darker-skinned black men are. And I just want dark-skinned black women to stop trying to hold out for men that are not holding out for them. I'm not asking you to force yourself onto men that don't want you. Obviously, you don't do that. You can't do that. No one's asking you to do that. But all I'm saying is all of you have had men show interest in you, and you flat out turned them down simply because they weren't your ideal type. Like, as a woman, no matter what characteristics you have, regardless how attractive or unattractive they are, there's always someone out there that would be interested in you. Just because your dating pool is smaller than the other women's, that doesn't mean you don't have a dating pool at all. You still have one. It's just a little bit smaller, and since your dating pool is smaller, you have to be willing to be more flexible. So I'm not trying to tell you to force yourself to like something that you don't like, but it's kind of ridiculous to hold out for a group of men that are not holding out for you. Makes no sense. Doesn't make any sense. Light-skinned black men need some love. I love light-skinned black men, always have, platonically and romantically. Again, I'm talking about the ones that have two black parents. They've always been nice to me. I've always gotten along with them. They might be one of the only allies that dark-skinned black women have. Doesn't make sense to keep tearing them down when it doesn't make sense to ride super hard for a group of men that would never do the same for you. We need to do better. I want dark-skinned black women to stop bashing